Hey girl, hey! Okay, so if you have experienced any bruising at all, then you know that this video is going to be super helpful and you're like, where has this been all my life, right? Let's go ahead and jump into what you would do and how you color correct and all the things. Now you can buy palettes to help you, but you probably have things right now in your makeup bag that could help you or one of your clients, because honestly, you that are viewers of my YouTube channel, y'all are obviously like working with clients or like a makeup artist or just want to really help your makeup skills personally. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this Kylie palette right now. I'm gonna actually pull a purpley color out and I'm just going to add a little bit right here to my cheekbone, and I'm gonna add a little bit on this side, like right here underneath my eye. Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna help you understand what color corrects on the color wheel and will basically counteract and cover up like a bruise or something like that. And the bruising to your face, if you, or even to your body, you'll know immediately it's kind of like red, right? It just looks like it's been hit. And then the bruising can pop up immediately or within like minutes or hours later. And it looks very like black and purpley, right? And it just looks gross for days. And then after a week or two, it turns like brown and more yellow tones. So the immediately is like, we want to talk about what's going to help correct the redness, and then what's going to actually correct the purpley black look, and then what you want to use to help with the brown and yellowy look. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about right now. And I'm going to just demonstrate on my own face how we would do that. So let's go ahead and do that now.
Hey girl, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm the #1 beauty educator helping you level up your beauty game. Go ahead and get your makeup bag out and let's get ready together.
All right, so out of this palette, there's a color that's called KY and Kenny. So we're gonna use that, and it's like this purpley tone. So I have a little mirror right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit right here. And this is kind of tricky because when it is makeup, this is something that's a good indicator. It's like with this whole case that's going on, it is really hard to like cover these up unless you have like the exact type of product. But when it is makeup, it's like it just wipes it away. So let's hope that I can like let this set in. I'm gonna also set it, like spray it with setting spray, so that way hopefully like the coverage is good. But there's like a little bruise there, okay. And then just a little bit like under the eye, and you don't have to actually use much shadow because it's like so pigmented, but I'm just gonna like blend it up into here because you know it gets that socket really good. I'm also gonna mix it with like a little bit of like black, and I'm just blending it out because I really want it to not be as like thick in some areas. So like right there, that looks like I just had some surgery done to my face and now I'm bruised up after. That's totally what it looks like right there. And then right here on the cheek, and I'm just like doing the cheek just so we can have another area that's like a full, like, okay, can we get this area covered up? Like, we'll see. And just like blend it out. I just finished another makeup tutorial, so if you're like, hey, your makeup is kind of cute right there, what did you do? Well, I'm not really sure when that video is going to release. It might already be on my channel, but it is on the 5-minute playlist, so go check that out. So I did like this whole thing on how you can basically go from like work makeup to nighttime makeup, and it's so cute. So that's what that is. All right, so there's purple right here, so yeah. All right, now I'm gonna take a tiny bit of like a brown and a black, like a tiny bit out of this palette right here, just like a brown and black. So I'm using these colors like right here. And I'm just gonna take a teeny bit in like the center here and a little bit in the center here because it kind of like deepens it up a little bit, like right where that, because this is the thing, when your skin gets hit like that, it just bruises immediately. All that blood comes to the surface. So yeah, it is not easy to cover up at all. So I know there's a lot of like trends going around of different ways that you can do it, but my whole point of this video is to help you understand the color wheel, period. Okay, so there's that right here. I'm just gonna soften up those edges so it looks a little bit more realistic. Like of how a bruise would actually be. Okay, just a little bit like that. All right, so we want to, this purple, what we're gonna do with this red is gonna counteract and color correct the purple. So it's gonna take that out. Well, if I just add red right over top of this, you're gonna see like red, and then you have to cover up the red. Then you have to counteract the red, like it's a whole thing. So I'm gonna take a little bit of red lipstick and either foundation or concealer, probably concealer because it's a lot of thicker consistency, and we're gonna help like cover this up, right? Then I want you to know this. If you have like, it's more like red and pink because it's like a new hit, right? Sometimes you can like hit the skin or scrape the skin and it's like super red and you're like, oh my gosh, now how do I cover this up? Because I just don't want it to be there or whatever. Like low key, maybe you have a hickey on your neck. I don't know, something like that. I'm not judging you for that. I don't know. But anyways, if you have that, then you want to use green. So green used to be something I had a concealer like years ago of like a green, and I don't think I ever used it properly. But anyways, green will counteract the red and help cover up that. So if you take this and then you take red lipstick over top of it, then you have to take green and then you have to counteract the green. So I'm trying to help you like ease it in, but also be knowledgeable about what you're doing. Okay, and then the purple, if you have like purple colors or purple or something like that, it's gonna help take away the brown and also like the lower purple tones. So it's a whole lot really quickly, but we have a bruise on our face and we need to cover it up. So we're gonna do a little mixology and fix the problem so you can help anybody else that you're dealing with that you need to share this information with. Okay, are we ready for that? All right, let's get our colors out and let's get going. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of red, and I'm also gonna take concealer. So I'm gonna take a little bit of, this is my light beige concealer, because you wanna use more of like a skin tone color if you are correcting anything like this. Okay, so we're gonna take that here. We're gonna take a little bit, I'm actually just gonna scrape a little bit. Yeah, right there. Okay, so there's our red. Now I'm gonna actually take my finger and I'm gonna kind of like make the red like more smooth on my hand there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the brush and I'm just gonna like mix it together. And it's gonna make it like a pinky color. Yeah. Okay, this is like art class, who knew? Okay, so anyways, we're gonna do that and I'm gonna try to add a little bit more. There's the consistency of the color right here. And I probably need a little bit more concealer, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna add a little bit of that red. Okay, there we go. Did you know that like there's blue undertones in like red lipstick too? It's a whole thing. Like there's all these undertones that you need to know about. Okay, so that's why the color wheel is so important, so you'll love that later. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do underneath the eye right here. And we're just gonna pat it on. Okay, I mean, you can already see it's like taking it away. Okay, and we're gonna just pat this on here. I don't think I had enough red in this side. Yeah, I'm not thinking I did. Now it's probably gonna be like a little bit too red or a little bit too pink. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe that brush out. And now we're just going to pat it in. And I'm gonna take a little bit more so I have that concealer on top of it. So you should know, if you've ever dealt with bruising or any like dark circles, you should know that red is one of the main colors that you need when it comes to covering anything up. And also, it is nothing that you take lightly. Like you have to, it's like this whole like art project. So you have to be really careful about like how you're covering up everything. You can already see like, wow, that really covered that up. That's amazing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do that is done, I'm just going to make sure everything's soft and blended right through here. Also did this like on top of makeup, which is not a big deal. It is fine. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna take my foundation that I would typically always use. And this is gonna be a 200 color for me. This is beige in 200, so it's a neutral undertone. And we're gonna go ahead and pop that over top. And then when we finish this, we're gonna set it with a powder, and it should look like nothing is actually there. So you can see that that I created, this bruise that I had was more like, you know, hours or days into the bruise, right? So you're gonna use like a red undertone. So that's a whole nother thing about like this case, that Amber and Johnny's case, and I'm like, girl, like you did not talk about any red. She talked about color correcting and things like that, but I'm like, I don't know, did she talk about red? Maybe she did talk about red. I don't know. Maybe you're in the comments going, no, she did. I don't know. I haven't watched like everything, but I was just like, oh my gosh, how do you cover up bruises? Like, let's get into that, because that's a great thing, one, for my channel. Like, y'all need to know. But look at that. Like, insane. Gone. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and now I'm just gonna take that blender around the edges. I'm not going over top of it. I'm just taking it like lightly around the edges, and then I'm gonna take my powder and we're gonna set it. And I did have like contour and all that right here, so it's not really a good thing that I did this like over top of that, but it works. Okay, that is insane, and it is like covered up. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my color that I wear a lot, and this is a medium ivory. Medium ivory, this is a Silky Setting Powder, which I'm like such a huge fan of, and a lot of my makeup tutorials I talk about using this product. Okay, and now we're gonna set it. That's a whole thing too. You have to set any makeup that you're doing. Like, you cannot low-key just like apply some light colors and CC cream, BB cream, and a little bit of concealer. Girl, you got to do more than that to cover this up. You cannot even see that it is there. Like, this is great. I mean, there's a tiny bit of color, like almost like right in this little section right there, that little tear duct, but other than that, it is like fully covered. This is beautiful. But it would not be fully covered if I did not mix that red. But that is the trick. All right, so I hope that you did a screenshot. If you did not, go back, take a screenshot of like my face with the bruise. Obviously it shows it in the thumbnail, and then understanding that color wheel so you can really help understand what corrects and what is obviously going to cover up other colors, right? Yeah, and then you'll get the results of making sure that you can cover up anything. So if anybody in your family has had a nose job, or they've had any lifting done to the face, you know immediately their face is gonna bruise, and it's gonna be bruised for days. And obviously they're not gonna like go out, they're not gonna schedule any public appearances, or hey, I'm gonna go to dinner with my girlfriends or whatever. They're gonna stay in and like basically hibernate for a couple weeks until everything is gone. And then when they do want to start covering up, then their face is not as sensitive to touch, because bruising hurts and your skin does not want to be messed with, because if it is, it's even going to look like, you can see bruising underneath makeup, like, you know, it's like cakey and you know something happened, right? But anyways, something is going on there. So if you've ever had any work done to your face, then you know now what to do. But if you're in any type of situation where you feel unsafe or feel abused or mentally, physically, anything like that, please ask for help. Tell a friend. Do not be scared in those situations. Reach out to someone that can help you and be there for you. All right, well, thank you for being here on my channel. And again, I like to keep it light and fresh and fun, and I love you so much. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I hope this was helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe for all fun beauty content and lifestyle. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you in Blush Beauty Collective. All right, take care, girl. Bye. Bye, Blush Beauty. I really hope that you loved today's video. Thank you for always being with me every single week. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Don't leave here before you do it. Make sure you also are getting in the BBC, which is Blush Beauty Collective. This is a community full of women that want to just level up their beauty skills as a makeup artist, working with your clients, or just really doing your day-to-day makeup looks, okay? So I cannot wait to have you in there and really work with you exclusively in workshops, in Zoom calls, and you get early access to all the content. Things that I don't even share publicly, I'm gonna share with you because you're my girl. We'll have a private community group where we get to really talk and get to know all the women in here. Well, I cannot wait to see you in the inside, so go ahead and get in today. See you later, Blush Beauty. You're the best.